friends, welcome back to Art in the Stacks. Today we will be finishing up our study on linear perspective with a lesson over 3-point perspective. So for today's lesson you need a piece of paper, a ruler if you have one, a pencil, and an eraser. Let's get started. To review, linear perspective is a drawing method that we use to make 3D objects look 3D on a flat surface when we're drawing them. And so that uses a horizontal line that goes across the paper and vanishing points that anchor all of our angles so that everything lines up. So we've already talked about 1-point perspective, which had 1 vanishing point, and 2-point perspective had 2 vanishing points. So if you can assume what 3-point perspective will have is 3 vanishing points. So this is usually used when to show very extreme views from the viewer's point of view. So like today we're going to be drawing a building and it's going to look like the viewer is standing at the very base of a really tall building and looking up. So this is kind of the least used version of linear perspective, but it's actually more accurate to how we see things in real life, but it's usually only used to show extreme points of view. So we're going to start with a horizon line, and we're going to do our horizon line at the bottom this time. Since the viewer is way down here, that's where their normal eye level would be. And you can also do, so we're going to draw our line across. You can also do 3-point perspective from way above to where, like a bird's eye view, or not quite, but almost, like if they're in a helicopter or an airplane, and then the horizon line would be way at the top of the page looking down. So your horizon line is going to be about wherever your viewer's eye line would be. And we're going to do 2 vanishing points on the horizon line. I'm going to put them near the very edge of my paper. And then about halfway through the page, we're going to do a vertical line. And I'm going to put my 3rd vanishing point at the very top. Now your vanishing point doesn't even have to really be on the picture plane because lines extend beyond what we can see. So if you want your building to be even taller with steeper angles, then you can place your vanishing point way up here and then just measure from that point. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to keep ours on the page. So to begin, I'm going to make a mark about 2 inches on either side of this vertical line, and then draw from my top vanishing point down to those marks. Let me erase where I messed up here a little bit. Okay, and that's going to be some of the sides of our building. And then I'm going to make a little mark about 1/2 inch above and 1/2 inch below the horizon line, and then draw a line from each of the 2 side vanishing points to make a very long, like stretched out diamond almost. That's going to be our sidewalk. Okay, so next we're going to find where the top of our building's going to be. I'm going to place mine right about there, and so from that dot all the way down to where our sidewalk begins, I'm going to darken this vertical line, and that will be the corner of our building. Okay, and then I'm going to line up with the top of that corner all the way to this vanishing point, and draw a diagonal line to the side of the building, and then just darken in that side all the way to the sidewalk. And we'll do the same thing on the other side with this point. Went a little too far, so I can erase. Fill it back in. And I'll go ahead and erase this guideline over here. Okay, so now we have the frame of our building, and it's pretty simple. You can, kind of what we've been doing, you can go in and add some doors and windows. Like if you wanted to put a door over here, you can line up with this vanishing point and pick however tall you want it to be. And then for the sides, you're going to line up with the top point and go from there all the way down instead of just doing straight lines down. Make something like that. And then to give it some dimension, you can follow this top line all the way to your right edge and then the bottom line all the way down and connect it with a little diagonal line. And then you can make it a double door if you want. Have fun designing it. And then say if you wanted to draw a window over here, it's kind of a similar concept where you'll line up with this vanishing point to do the top, and then you'll move it down a little bit, however big you want your window to be, to make the bottom, and then line up with the top point to make the sides. And you can erase that extra part, and then if I'm on this side, I'm going to add depth going this way. Drawing my lines in the right corner. Kind of like that. And then you can shade them in if you would like to make it look like it's tinted, or you can give them like a little crosshair, however you want. Just if you're going to do that, line it up with your points to make it a little more exact, to follow the same angles of your window. So you can have fun with that, and you can also, if you want, go on to make some more buildings. So just following the top line, you can make it really close to this one, add a diagonal line there, and then we're just going to do a horizontal line to hide behind that. And then however wide you want the second building, put another line from the top. And then to top it off, match it up with this corner to this vanishing point. Like that. And then you can erase your excess lines. And again, you can add windows, doors, signs, whatever you want to do. And you can even come down here and add some like dividers in your sidewalk if you want. You can even add some road lines going across, or some trash in there if you would like. You can do whatever you want. Here's a more finished version of what I did, where I added more buildings. So just kind of play with it, have fun, and see what works for you. And please post in the comments your finished drawings in 3-point perspective. Thanks, guys.